We all know that Labor Day is basically one of the last cookouts of summer, at least one of the big family gatherings, or you have like the whole block party or that Labor Day weekend. So you want to have some good grub.
And wear your white pants because you can't wear them after Labor Day for sure.
No more cookouts, no more white pants. Done. Right there.
And if you're going to do it right with Omaha Steaks, because there's honestly no better steak on my Weber grill that I've ever had than the Omaha Steak. And you can get it, the deluxe grill out assortment. You can get it and you get 50% off if you use our promo code at omahasteaks.com, PatandJT.
That's it. PatandJT. It can make any grill a supreme grill. You put Omaha Steaks on them. I mean, you can't lose, right? They have over 30 entrees included. Some of the favorites, probably mine would be the bacon wrap filet, no doubt. The all beef meatballs, no doubt. I know you go right to the desserts, or at least your kids do.
My kids go to the desserts. I like their chicken breasts are fantastic, and really legit, their hot dogs are amazing.
So you got over 30 entrees. You'll save over 50%, and you're going to get 12 free burgers, which are basically a steak between buns.
I love that line. That's so great. So go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code PatandJT, PatandJT, on the deluxe grill out assortment and save 50%.
Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh my, now I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
I know everybody's been wondering, update on my Amazon app from yesterday. I got a message, a Facebook message, somebody saying that it was, I was going into my previous orders, I was getting an error saying Amazon was working on it. And I had never seen that before. Somebody DM'd me on Facebook and said it happened to them. They deleted the app, reinstalled it, and it fixed it fine. But I didn't have to do that. I woke up this morning and it healed itself.
Well, there's also an update. Because it was doing it to us, too.
Oh, so, it was? Okay.
Yeah, and I just went into the app and was going to delete it, and it was just like, you want to update instead? I'm like,
heck yeah, I do.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah,
okay.
let's roll. Okay.
So I want to thank, I would guess who that is. Thank you to Kristen.
Very nice.
For messaging
Can you
me
turn
that.
down my headphones just a touch? I rarely ever say that.
Like that?
Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah. Okay, that's about it. That's like trying to hang a picture. A little to the left, a little more to the right.
Gosh. Okay, so we have we're in the middle of building our new studios here at our offices and
building
decorating
offices.
But we're in the studio getting set up with chairs and lights and everything, and having Sasha direct you to move, like she's looking into the camera and you got to move chairs. I was on my hands and knees this morning. She's like, another 16th of an inch, another 16th of an inch. She goes, nope, that was too far. I'm like, dude, I can't do it a 32nd of an inch. Like it's impossible.
I know there's a joke in there, so
right?
I'm not going to go there. We'll just leave it there. But she is demanding. We'll put it that way. She wants it right. And so, sorry, don't care about your feelings.
Oh, no. No.
This has been okay. So Dan is here, and you walked into like a cluster.
Oh yeah, you guys were like, oh hi,
absolute tornado.
We also just had flown into the studio because we missed our window earlier. Other stuff going on in here, and then we have guests in town that work for the company, but I call them guests. But it's the first time we met them in person, and we're showing them around, and then they're trying to get settled, and then all of a sudden we didn't get our shit done. And so we just came in here. I'm like, if we don't do this now, we're not doing this today. This is it. We got to go. And we come in, and then I see you walk by. I'm like,
and you go, did somebody just walk by? And I'm like, well, I can't tell.
I'm like, oh my God, it's Deanna. Yes, come in here. Oh my God, thank God. Because this is your regular time to come in as the last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
So here we are. Because we're also going to have, you're invited for next Friday.
This Friday. Yeah, 2 days.
2 days away, because we're going to do our Facebook Live.
Well, if it happens, you're going to be post-op.
We'll see how it goes. Let me explain that. I lost my bridge, so on my tooth. And so anyway, and that happened Sunday night. Mm-hmm. And so I went to the dentist. Fortunately, they could get me in right away. And so they put a temporary on one. The other one, it doesn't look good for the other tooth because I think there's a crack in the root. So I'm going to,
yucky.
Tomorrow, that's when I go for the evaluation / procedure, possibly. We'll see what goes on. Okay. As I talked to them some more yesterday to kind of get more details, because I'm like freaking out just a touch, because
I get dentist, it. I hit when I had a root canal, I still call it my procedure, and it was nothing, but I get freaked out by dental stuff.
I was a dental assistant for years.
Oh, you were? So there's no sympathy from you.
No, 100% sympathy.
Oh, good.
100%. It's scary.
It's scary. And my grandma was a dental assistant also. So I was great when I was a kid because I always went to grandma. right? And it was awesome. And as an adult, I'm sorry, I've lost it. But I have a dental assistant a hygienist that I love her, and she left and went away, and I lost her for 2 years. COVID happened, didn't go to the dentist.
We talked about her.
I lost
on the
mine
podcast.
too.
Yeah,
I lost mine too. She left. She moved away somewhere.
I found my Tina.
Oh,
Yeah, remember we talked about that. That was the name of our podcast. I found my Tina.
I found my Tina, and that was because of a Facebook ad for the dental office that she's at now.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh my God. And so I went and saw her like 3 or 4 months ago, just per chance, because had I not seen her and this happened, I don't know what I would have done.
she cleaned it too well, and it fell off.
But she was like the first one I thought of. So when I got in there, of course, I'm with someone else, and I said, "Is Tina here today?" Nothing against you, but
I
Where's my
specifically want Tina.
Yeah, no offense.
and so she came in and held my hand basically to get through the rest of it. But anyway, and everything else went fine. So that happened this week, and then that stupid storm last night.
That was nutty.
What the hell?
Yeah. And then coming east on Q Street anyway, the lights were all out. The stoplights were blinking. So they were reset. And that was an absolute disaster with people. People don't know how. Well, okay, especially on 120th and Q when you're heading east, where there's like the 2 lanes turn and the one. People are just lose their minds. They don't know what to do.
Yeah,
No, they don't.
When it's blinking red.
It's like, okay, you got to
I'm a-
revert back to.
I'm just going to throw in roundabouts.
I hate
Because
roundabouts.
you know what? They need. Everyone needs to be retrained on those because nobody uses them, and then all of a sudden, Papillion's like roundabout
They're
happy.
throwing them
Lincoln is
everywhere.
and they're
roundabout
putting
happy.
them everywhere, and I'm
But
like,
what's the resurgence of the roundabout? Like I don't growing up, I don't ever remember seeing a
because
roundabout.
nobody knows how to use a stop sign here.
Yeah, so
That's why. So but now they don't know how to use a roundabout or a
Because
stop sign.
nobody
I'm like,
understands right of
God,
way.
just
Nobody,
retrain.
They don't understand right of way, and they don't understand signals. That's another thing too. It's like you don't start turning, then hits the signal. It's like hit the signal, let me know you might be turning, and then hit your brakes, and then start turning or changing lanes.
Man.
Oh my!
We're
God.
talking about my hot spot. This is like the one place I lose my spiritual cool is driving.
I blink too early though. Like I blink too early so early that it pisses my wife off. She's like, "Why are you blinking? We are
as
like."
long as there's not another turn,
but
you're
still,
good.
Yeah, but it's
just so that people.
Then I'm like, I don't know what he's
behind you-
doing.
I'm an early blinker. Yeah, I won't
Yeah.
blink and then go past 2 streets
Right,
and then
right.
try. I don't
then
do
you're,
that.
Then you're
but
not an early blinker. You're
No.
a courteous blinker.
Yeah,
courteous.
I'll let her know
early
that.
is like the person who gets in the right hand lane because they're going to get off on the off ramp 3 miles down.
They're on the highway and they're going to take an exit 5 from now, and they're hanging out in that passing lane.
Yeah, that's
The
that-
merge
I don't know. Do
That
people
pisses
know
me
that
off.
that's a passing lane on
Yeah,
the highway?
I don't know. You can argue that they don't because a lot of them just sit there,
Just hang
and
out.
it's infuriating.
It's very Midwest.
Even if they're going the speed limit, even if they're going 75, it's like, dude, get out of the way.
You know, this morning coming in, and we got to talk about the storm yet last night too, because I had stuff happen. But anyway, on the way in this morning, traffic was a cluster, and there were a couple accidents. Drove by one, I think it was like, 180th and pick an intersection. It's going to be awful, right? And so cars were going around and I'm like, oh my God, somebody's going to get hit because somebody's not seeing. I just wanted to get away. So I drove. I'm like, I'm out. So I went residential. No other cars. Made my way through. I saw more planters and patio furniture that was upset, blown over down the end of the driveway. You know, it was like there were planters all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, everybody got hit by this thing. That thing hit last night at like 12:30-ish. I was out, and there was a huge bang, not a bang, but a thud. And that woke me up.
Did you think it was dream thud or real thud? Like, did you like?
I thought there's somebody's outside. I mean, there was like, I heard that.
That's a terrible.
And
feeling.
on top of it, Jack sat up, right? So Jack was, and that's my dog. Anyway,
I'm like, Jack, we gotta talk.
Hey-o.
That's Jack.
I don't care about this storm. Trust me.
You forget the storm. Let's talk about this Jack character.
Who's Jack? Bill.
Some tea.
So yeah, Jack, and I saw, because he was laying on the floor next to the bed, and I could see the tops of his ears because he sat up, and he was like, what? And he's looking around, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And then I didn't hear anything else because it was right at the very beginning. The wind was coming up. What it was, I have an umbrella, patio umbrella that's on my deck, and it's secured. It's secured, but I didn't know this was coming, so I didn't take it down last night. And it picked it up, and it landed in my front yard.
And it was in the backyard?
It was in the backyard.
So it went
The
over your
thud,
house? Like,
it bounced across my
that?
roof.
what?
That's what I heard. It thud hit, and I'm like, I get up. Oh, but not right away, because then it's like I'm sitting there. You know how you freeze? That paralysis in the dark. You're just like, what was that?
That's
and you
scary.
wait, and then I could eventually could hear the rolling thunder, and it was starting. You were like, oh my God, is it storming tonight? That's when I grabbed my phone. Okie dokie, hold on. Got to pull up the app and see what's going on. There's this huge storm.
And hail and everything. It was rough.
It was
surprise guy.
It was amazing, right? And a lot of rain. And so I got up and then I went outside and I'm like, where's my umbrella? Oh my God. And so I go grab the flashlight, looking around in the backyard. Jack's out running around in the backyard. I don't see my umbrella anywhere. I'm like, what the hell? Where'd it go? Is it in the neighbors? Where's it at? Go out the front door, and there it was, upside down in the front yard.
That's nuts. That it went over your house and hit the roof and rolled over the roof. That's crazy.
What a blessing that it didn't leave her yard.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's true.
Thank goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
And so then I have to go put on pants because then I got to go get my umbrella so it doesn't blow away. And it's just starting to rain. And so I'm out there in the middle of my yard. No, it didn't.
That's good.
Remember the last one broke? Remember?
That's crazy that it didn't blink. It went on the roof and into the front yard and it didn't break.
Didn't break. It was upside down, fully extended. So I go out there and it's so well lit on my stupid cul-de-sac. So I'm out there. It looked like that. You've seen that meme of the guy holding the American flag out in the middle of the street and it's raining. And I've got a hold of an umbrella.
I bet you have video on your Ring doorbell.
Oh my goodness.
That would be
I didn't even think about
fantastic.
that. I'll have to see.
Do you have a camera in your backyard too? So we could see maybe it go up?
I do. I'll have to check.
Yes. Oh, that'd be fantastic. If you don't have pants on, whatever. Just the back one. Just the back.
That's the problem. I kind of just like ran out.
Yeah.
That's not who Jack is.
A totally different story.
Totally different story. So anyway, so I'm out in the front yard trying to wrestle this thing to get it to collapse because I can't pick it up because the wind keeps pulling it away from me.
Please let there be video. Please let there be video.
I'm really, after the last couple of days, we need that video.
Yes,
oh
we
my
do.
God.
There has to be some light in this.
What the hell is going on this week? That's all I want to know. There are I know everybody goes through this stuff every once in a while where everything is completely messed up.
And it's not always bad stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, granted, your tooth and your umbrella is not the two best things in the world.
No.
But like the other stuff, like the chaos of everything that's going around here with the building studios and the offices and Sweet Stock this weekend and our podcasters coming down. Like it's all good stuff. It's just so much craziness.
It's just so much.
That it's hard. Things are falling through the cracks.
Do you have any suggestions?
I
or
do.
alcohol.
No.
I
We just talked about that. No, that's not the answer, Midwest. The answer is not to have a beer.
Okay.
Okay. Not because of anything. You have a beer because, you want a beer, but not because you need a beer, right?
Okay.
Don't
you
medicate.
want a beer, don't
we need a beer this week.
Yes. Well, when things aren't going the way we want, we become in resistance to it. We have an expectation, right? Mm-hmm. We have to drop our expectations. And when we accept the moment for what it is, we can be in a place of allowing, right? So when things aren't going the way that you anticipated, check in with yourself because you're in resistance to what's happening and that's not going to help, right? So we want to allow, and if we need to rest, maybe it's a redirection, right? When things aren't going, when you're stressed out and things are chaos and it's forcing you to sit down and be still, take the opportunity, right?
So put yourself in timeout.
Yeah. Take the redirection. Take the redirection as an opportunity to rest and reset yourself because you being in resistance is not going to help. Mm-hmm. It's not. And so being gentle with yourself when things go crazy, things aren't just crazy for you. They're crazy for everyone and everyone's experienced this kind of thing. So be the mirror of that. Be the mirror of gentleness. Be the mirror of compassion for when things are going crazy. We've all had times when we've had to cancel appointments or we no-showed or we just spaced something, right? So if that happens to you on the other end of that, how can you respond to that with more gentleness? Because that would be your upset, right? If somebody didn't show up, what if you said, oh, perfect timing. I had other things I needed to do anyway. It's absolutely okay. I'm just going to redirect my time. It's like the universe said, hey, you need a few extra minutes on this? Sure. This person's not in alignment anyway, so we're just going to give you those extra minutes. But if we're in resistance to that, then we just stew and stew, and then you waste that opportunity and you build that resistance, and then you carry it through your day instead of letting it go and like, aligning yourself with
Talk
it.
about flipping the script. I mean, seriously, to sit back and say, wait, take the negative. How can we make this a positive? And that makes total sense.
Whenever somebody calls me and says, well, I wake up and I'll look at my schedule and I'll go, oh, okay, that one's not going to happen. And then, so I'll reach out, I'll send a quick little message and I'll go, looking forward to seeing you. Right. And then they'll go, oh, I was going to call you. And I go, I know. It's okay. It's totally okay. And they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you don't have to be sorry. It's totally okay.
I can fill the time.
Yeah. No,
this is good for me.
This is good for me because my schedule felt really full and I asked the universe for some kind of relief, and this is it. And I don't want you to come see me if you're not in perfect timing with it.
Right.
Don't force yourself to show up if you're not ready.
Yeah.
Because then you're not going to hear, right? You're going to be all chaotic and you're not going to be able to focus. So think of everything as a redirection. It's a gift.
That's interesting because I'm still trying to figure out the gift of the umbrella, but but other than that, well,
that was just an adventure.
If we have video, it's a total gift. That's the gift is the video.
Because I get the tooth. I'm all good.
Now you can get a beer for that.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Hold my beer.
Maybe there's some no, because the umbrella didn't break. I'm thinking so if it broke, maybe you needed to go to the store to get a new umbrella, and you would have met somebody at the store, maybe a gentleman or whatever. But
maybe Jack had to go outside and she didn't know. And
that's you never know.
He was real excited to go outside.
Yeah.
And he never goes out that late. That's interesting too. Yeah.
So maybe he had to go and you didn't know.
And whatever it was, everything turned out fine. I mean, the umbrella's in the house. It's in one piece. Everything's fine. Nothing, no harm, no foul. Everything seemed to be in place when I went outside this morning, right?
That gave us 15 and a half minutes of content for our podcast. And you didn't have to do any birthdays.
The mental visual of me trying to wrestle my umbrella out of the front yard while the wind's trying to
in
pull
your
me.
Translucent Winnie the Pooh pajama shirt or whatever.
I do not have a Winnie the Pooh.
What is it?
Pajama shirt.
Bart Simpson.
I have it's actually not Bart. It's from
Cartman.
From Cartman.
Yeah.
And it says you're really starting to piss me off.
Yeah, totally on brand.
It's Cartman with the plunger.
I love
on
to
his
quote
head.
him, but he's always so bad.
He is cussy.
I don't feel like he's, content safe.
He's cussy.
I hate that you remember that. That's my pajama.
Well, it's
one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's one of many. They're not all that way, but anyway. See, though, that helps though because I think for a lot of people, and this time of year is kind of like that transition time. Would you say August, September?
Well, remember this year is a 5. And 5's all about change,
before.
opportunity. It can be chaotic. It can be ungrounded. It can be restless. So, lots of surprises in a 5-year. Lots of surprises.
And there has been, not just from with us, with the business and the company, but also just the world.
Yeah, the world in every possible way.
Possible way.
In every possible way. Everyone's been affected. And it's on such a big scale. Mm-hmm. I mean, even now, things still are not settled down.
Right.
And they're not, we're going to start transitioning into a 6-year here. We're going to start feeling the effects of the 5 leaving and the 6 coming in. And the 6 is about responsibility. It's about health. It's about family.
That's great.
It's about taking care of each other, but having healthy boundaries while we do it. So that's going to be on a global scale, right? So
just like
health
this has
is
been.
still on the table. There's going to be, so in a 6-year, people get married, people get divorced, people get sick, people get well, people are born, people pass away. It's like a really big theme if that were your personal year. But because it's global, we'll see where that takes us, right? We'll see how that works itself out.
Just something good to remember, though, is if you get pulled away from something, there's a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's okay. And it's okay. Like everything is in divine timing, right?
Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a break.
Everything's happening. If you allow it, you don't have to suffer it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes the week feel better already. Because this week has already felt like it was 8 days.
Right. I told Sasha yesterday, I'm like, there have been 4 Tuesdays. There were 4 Tuesdays. It just seemed like that.
And it was weird because it's like we're all feeling that, and I know, like you said, it's not just in this building. It's not just in this city.
Right.
But it's kind of like globally, everybody is feeling this. And it gets to be and it's not all bad, but it's not all good. So
it doesn't have to be bad. It's our perception, right? And if you're in a place of allowing,
There you go.
with a little faith attached, then you know that everything is working out exactly how it's supposed to. And you can find the gold in it if you pause and breathe and allow.
See, you were supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw a quote on
That's-
Instagram yesterday that was I'd never seen before, and it was really pretty cool. And it just said, I don't even remember who said it. It didn't. I don't even think the quote is just a whatever picture. But it just said there are people laying in the hospital now that are begging for the opportunities you have today. So take advantage of it, no matter what it is. I mean, there are people like, I just want to live one more day. And then we're out here complaining about stupid stuff or letting things get to us and not kind of rolling with it. And it kind of put everything in perspective yesterday. It's like, oh, I get that. There are a lot of people in really bad shape right now in certain situations, and they would love to have the issues that we've got going on right now.
The only thing I would caution about that incomplete meme, right? Because memes are just short little bursts of energy, but there's more to that.
Yeah.
Don't allow that to become a source of guilt for having the opportunities.
Oh, no, I don't feel,
Okay.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't feel
Okay.
guilty at all.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel appreciative of what I have.
Or
Right.
by the
Right.
same
the time that I
Gratitude.
have. Yeah,
Just
gratitude.
our-
It's just gratitude. No
just being
guilt at all.
grateful.
No guilt
Right.
at all.
Because
Good.
it also could cause you to feel that you shouldn't be mad about things, that you shouldn't, like sometimes people get upset about things and it's like, well, you get disappointed. It's okay to get disappointed, but then realize that you can move forward from that.
Well, and that's ownership too. Like, why are you disappointed? Oh, I had an expectation on somebody or something outside of my control. So the issue is really that you gave your power away to something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
We're
good.
glad you were here today. Thank you.
I'm glad I came too.
You were like a Xanax with a ponytail. Just feels better. Right?
Whatever that means. I will go with that because I feel much better. I do, because when we came in here, it was just like,
There's just a lot going on. Just a lot.
and then thank God you walked through the door.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Right?
Well,
And
how do
we'll
people
have you
get
back.
how do people get a hold of you?
They can reach me at 402-960-0624.
There
Perfect.
you go. And she'll be back in 2 days. Facebook Live,
Yeah, you get to see my face. Oh,
9 o'clock,
oh my
Friday
goodness.
morning.
Yes.
So early.
When we
I just
roll.
I'm
Good luck
letting you
with
guys
your
hope
know.
I'm
good luck
here.
with your grill. If you're not here,
You guys
we got
can
it.
handle it.
We got it. Just you have an assignment today. What's your assignment?
Oh, I gotta check my. Oh God, I don't want to see if there's any. I don't want video of this. I really don't. But I will. I'll be
one
honest
assignment.
if it's there. I will.
I doubt it. She
Okay.
won't be honest. She's not going to give away her power. Thanks for listening.
PatandJT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.